think we're on. We're live. I'm messing with microphones.
Hey, no, we're good.
We are good.
Let's do this, baby.
Let's do it.
Rod Cashman, we're coming for you.
All right. Got a little music coming? How are we feeling about that? We're feeling good? It's good to be back. Back with my friend Joey.
Oh, yeah.
Back here on an MLB trade deadline day. Back here 2 days before the NFL officially kicks off.
Exciting times right now.
And while we're full swing into Olympic mode, baby. And you know what it's about? Medal count. America.
America, baby. We need those medals.
Let's get it done. We're getting it done. So, I mean, I guess we could start there.
Sure.
Let's start there. And, yeah, I got to tell you, I've been catching it, like I was telling you before the show, that it's a lot of fun, fun when I watch it the way I've been watching it. Where there's, like...
And how's that?
No DVR. Like,
Ah.
fast forward. No commercials. No boring interviews I don't care about.
So you get rid of 80% of the crap. Is that
All
what you're
of
saying?
the crap. Get rid of all those events that we're not even in, that I can care less if, like, some other small country one, to be honest with you. Like, I'm America. America first. Like, that's what we're doing here. So, I'm happy with where we're at, but we're lacking in golds. I got to say that. But what I will say is, I don't know if you were able to see, and I know we talked, and I don't think you were, but the one thing I'm going to implore you to go back and watch, and I'm going to try to pull up his name here. Because all I know him as is the Olympic Clark Kent. But he put on a performance. He's what I would call a closer.
Well, first off, what are we talking about? What event?
We're talking gymnastics.
Okay.
Men's gymnastics, which team-wise, we haven't medaled as a team since 2008.
Oh, wow. I did not realize that, to be honest.
Since 2008.
It's been 16 years.
So last night I was watching, yesterday they had a chance to medal for the first time. And they put together a bunch of really good performances, better than their qualifier. And yeah, it seemed to be, that it was looking like it was going to come down to this kid that's on the bench. They brought him in. He's a part of the team. There's 5 guys who are on the team, right? There's 5 guys who compete in these events.
Okay.
You got the rings, you got the...
the
bar, the floor, the
horse.
Well, the pommel horse I'm coming to last, but you got the vault.
I apologize.
You got the vault. So, you got all these other events. They bring a guy and they have him on the team to do one event. Just one. He doesn't touch another bar. So the other 4 guys got to do all the rest. They got to do all the floor.
Heavy lifting.
Well, and I guess 3 guys, I think, compete per...
Per event?
So for 3 for the ring and 3 for the floor, 3, so it was the rest of them competed, the top 3, I should say, on each of those. And, so they put in a lot of work and got this kid to this point where they bring him in for one thing to do. It's like bringing in Rivera in the 9th.
Bringing in the closer.
And this kid delivered in a big way. Delivered! I was pumped. So...
Eric.
he delivered in ways that I didn't think he could. He was, to be honest, I don't know what to expect. You think of a pommel horse, you're like, you've seen that a bunch of times. He was doing some moves I've never really seen before. It's like spinny thing with one hand, whatever. Either way, he sticks it. I'm imploring you, look up this kid from the men's gymnastics team. They're comparing him to Clark Kent because he's sitting on the sidelines wearing glasses, looking like this nerdy little guy on the bench. And then he gets off, he takes off the jacket, takes off his glasses, and all of a sudden he's the superhero they needed to get him the bronze.
So they got it done.
So they got it done. They got the bronze. That was exciting. Slabanik or something like that, I think is his last name. I'm
trying to look up his name, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I want to find it too, but he was
that
impressive.
Sounds awesome, man. That's really great that the men's have finally... as a team, got a bronze medal for the first time in 16 years. Yeah, and I'm definitely going to go check that out, either YouTube or I'm sure it's on Instagram somewhere about...
I could send it to you, too.
Absolutely. So I'll definitely check that out. Unfortunately, I don't have cable, and Peacock
Actually,
works a little
I'm
weird.
going to do better than that.
You're going to do it
and
right now?
I'm going to show it to you right now.
So
How about that?
for some reason, my PlayStation and Peacock app doesn't really work. After 10 minutes of watching Peacock, it'll just shut off.
Oh.
So I don't bother watching it, which is just unfortunate because there's a lot of great events. But the other day, I also I'll check this out.
You check that out. He like I said, did unbelievable. Speaking of gymnastics, though, to go to the women's side, they absolutely dominated as well. They ended up taking home the gold. I think it's been an Olympics or two since they've done that and brought it back to glory. So that is one of our few gold medalists where we're lacking in the gold medal count. We good? What we got in the chat?
You're good.
Anybody?
Your wife bringing up who it actually was. Steven Nedorisk. Is that her name? I don't know. Nedoroskic?
Yeah, I gotta be honest. Either way,
dude, that was unreal. That was really cool, bro.
Stuck it, was pumped, and the team was so happy. They were like, yeah,
like celebrating.
They brought him in. He did his job. That's what he did. He did his job, and he brought home America a medal. And that's what it's all about.
Oh,
and
we also got Fighting Irish in the chat.
Oh. Well, I don't know if Tim's got a favorite event that he's seen from any of the Olympics so far, but I don't know if either of you guys caught the rugby game today. Holy moly. The rugby game ended up being an instant football classic. Like, this would be... People were comparing it to the Alabama game where it was a kick six. I don't know if you ever heard that game.
What's a kick six?
Kick six, Alabama.
Oh, is that the Auburn touchdown?
That was the Auburn touchdown where they ran it back. That's what they considered this play today.
Wow.
Like, that's what they considered this to happen. Like, it's the first time the U.S. women's team has medaled. They got the bronze by doing this. But I believe there was no time left on the clock. They were down to their last, possession of the ball. And I don't know what you call it in rugby, to be honest with you. So they're in possession. And it was like a lateral play almost, where you're just trying to keep it going, like on a kickoff or anything at the end of a late game. And this one girl busts through 2 tackles and goes 94 yards to get us the bronze.
Let's go.
Let's go. That's what we're here for.
That's awesome.
So first time we've ever medaled in rugby. How can you not be pumped about that? I know we're winning a bunch of swimming medals as well. I know that we're winning a ton of things. So we just need to keep up this pace. But just maybe a few more golds. Maybe.
Yeah, man. Medal tracker.
Yeah, give us the medal tracker. Give us the medal tracker.
The USA have the most medals at the moment with 26. France is in second with 18. China in third with 14. However, if you want to just go with that gold, we are not doing well. We only have 4 golds, and that is 6th amongst all the countries.
Are you sure it's only 4?
It's right in front of me. 4 gold, 11 silver, 11 bronze. But they are dominating overall for the medal count. I know you personally want some more gold. Gold. However, we'll get there. We still got the women's basketball team, hopefully the men's basketball team. I'm sure there's a ton of other events that I just don't know. But yeah, we're waiting. We're going to be getting more golds.
I'm pumped about it. Like I said, this is something I can get behind. I don't follow everything, but the best way to watch this, and I'm going to give people some advice out there. If you're not sure about how you want to get into the Olympics, you're not sure that you really want to commit your entire night to sitting there and watching NBC or anything else, I implore you, if you have a DVR, use it. If you don't, use Twitter, use Instagram, because they're giving you highlights constantly. Just constantly be scrolling feeds, and you will figure out who's doing what, when, where, why, and how.
I'm sure you can even go to the Peacock app or the NBC
anywhere.
Network.
But what I'm telling you, the best DVR. Because you DVR it, and by the time, it goes till it goes till 11 or whatever, the midnight, whatever it does, and you can just set it and forget it for the first 2-3 hours. Just forget it. And then you know what you do? You're like, oh yeah, you're done watching the rest of the stuff the other night. Watched House of the Dragon, watched Real Housewives of New Jersey.
There you go.
It's a drama-filled night in here on a Sunday, I got to tell you. There's a lot of, and Big Brother, we had a lot of stuff going on Sunday. But then guess what? Tune into the Olympics. Fast forward through all the BS.
Everything.
Still able to watch and go to bed at a decent hour. So I implore you, because then you can fast forward through the events you don't like. You can fast forward through the interviews you don't want to hear. You can fast forward through all the commercials that help pay for all these people to get over there and do whatever it is they do. But I don't really want to watch any of it. I just want to see what I'm interested in. And the DVR is the best way to do it, because it takes a 4 or 5 hour night of just straight content and jam packs it into an hour for me. It's like,
That's great,
it's
man.
amazing. It's amazing. So I recommend that
that.
anybody else who, if you haven't thought of that, try it. You may like it. But yeah, I'm excited. I think that this is gonna be it's fun so far. I think the soccer team advanced to the quarterfinals. I think too. Did I see something about that?
I know they're doing well. The women's are.
Yeah, I think they advanced to the quarterfinals. I could be wrong.
They're kicking butt. The men are not.
Yeah, but
like
that's
usual.
to be honest, that's to be expected. Now, a couple things I wanted to bring up though, and what I have to tell you pissed me off more. Well, not like pissed me off, but
What
like
pissed
as
you off, man?
as a sports fan, right? NBA Celtics, didn't they just win a championship?
Yep. Yes, they did.
Yeah. Didn't they just sign a guy to the biggest contract in like NBA history?
Yeah.
What was his name again?
Is it Derek White?
No.
Oh.
He's
Is it Drew Holiday?
no, that's not.
Oh, I got it. Jason Tatum.
That's the guy. Arguably one of the top 5 players in the NBA. Team just won a title. He's got 2 other players from his roster on the roster.
Who seemed to play?
And you couldn't find any minutes at all for this guy? You couldn't find any time. So this is a guy who just busted his ass in the playoffs to win a title. Played all that extra time that a bunch of these guys playing on the team didn't play. And still came to the Olympics. Pretty much no time off. He's going to have no time off pretty much between this season and next season by doing the Olympics.
Correct. None of these guys will.
Yeah, but except for guys like AD and whoever who weren't in the playoffs for very long.
Yeah, for very long. You're true.
You know what I mean? They got a little bit more of a break. He doesn't get any break. He's there, shows up, and gets benched by Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr, looking back, says, oh, yeah, I guess I was an idiot. Like, oh, but there's, it's only 40 minutes, and, you can really only play 10 guys in 40 minutes. Bullshit. This is Team USA. You could play anybody. At any time, you should be able to insert anybody from this roster and then be able to carry a load enough to win a game in the Olympics. I'm sorry. And the fact that you couldn't find any minutes for him, I get it, Durant was on fire. I get it, LeBron was there. I get that they had other people there, but you couldn't find 1 minute. You couldn't find any time. They didn't need a breather. Like, come on, stop it.
I guess not, man. Look, this team is super talented. They're saying it's probably the best Olympic team. It does compare to the Dream Team, they say. If you look up and down this roster, it's super talented. So I wonder if with that 10-man mentality, maybe there are 2 guys every night that aren't just going to play.
Tatum should never be one of those 2.
I'm with you.
Derek White is one of those 2.
Derek White brings
He's not Tatum.
Very good defense. He's a very good defensive player.
I'm just saying.
He can guard the guards very well, as opposed to Tatum, who's 6'8", 6'9".
I got a conspiracy theory.
What's the conspiracy theory?
Tinfoil hats on. I think Tatum and Kerr got into a spat. And
Okay.
I think because of that, and because of their indifference that I don't think they got settled, I don't think he played because of that.
Who am I to know? But
you don't just bench a guy like Tatum because
unless they talked about it.
No, but that's going to make headlines. And if it is, then you come out early and say, hey, listen, guys, Tatum's not going to play, so don't freak out, blah, blah, blah. You could put that out there. The fact that none of that was out there, and then you have Kerr saying, oh, no, I guess I kind of look stupid. And then you have to, I don't know if the things I saw reported about what Tatum said were true. Like, but if they were,
what were they saying? I didn't see anything like that.
It was something political, like to the
Okay.
effect of where I don't usually like to take this show, but he pretty much said, that's the move I would expect from a Kamala supporter. And I don't know if that's true or not. So I'm not gonna. I haven't heard that verbatim come from an interview or anything. I've just seen a couple reports out there. But like I said, if there was some kind of incident between them and there's a personal grudge, and maybe Steve Kerr's like, I got enough guys on this roster. I don't gotta play you tonight.
No, that's true. They definitely have enough talent.
And if I gotta tell you what, if I'm Tatum, I'm on the next plane out.
You're out.
I'm out.
Done.
You don't need me. Clearly, you guys are good, right? You good? Not even a minute. You're good.
See ya.
I'm good. I'm gonna be on an island somewhere for the next month watching you bozos, and you better win, because if not, you're all gonna look stupid. Like that's the mentality I would have. I would be bitter coming off an NBA championship, busting my hump like that.
I'm with you because he's one of the best players in the league. You're not wrong.
He's got the richest contract in the league, and you're gonna bench the guy. Now, granted, this isn't like me saying Caitlin Clark or whatever. Like, this guy is legit. He's been in the league for a long time.
Yes, he has.
He's been here.
He's a star. He's a superstar.
Not 1 minute. Come on.
Look, I'm with you. I am. You can't do that to one of the best guys in the league. However, if Kerr is saying all I can do is 10, is a rotation of 10, then maybe we need to think about how we do the roster a little differently. Maybe we save the last 2 or 3 spots on the roster for rookies or highly great American college players to try and get them developed to be the next Team USA. Maybe Chet Holmgren should have been, number 11 or 12 on this team instead of Tatum. That's all I'm saying. If you can only put 10 guys in, then get our 10 best and don't waste their time.
That's a bullshit excuse by Kerr.
I'm with you. It is. He's one of the best players in the world.
You could play 20 guys if you wanted to. There's no limit. They don't tell you how many guys you could run. If you want to change out players every 4 minutes, go for it. You don't, there's no, yes, I'm sure there's a roster limit to your bench, but I think it's like 14 or 15. You don't have to have just 10 guys.
Yeah.
This isn't like Tatum showed up on the bench in a suit because he knew that only 10 guys could play and he was that odd man out tonight. He showed up ready to play, didn't even know he was getting bent. Like they say, oh yeah, we talked about it. Kerr said, oh yeah, we talked about it. He was fine with it. Did they really talk about it? Because I don't think they did.
Maybe
and,
not.
I haven't heard any reports out there saying that, they really had a big heart-to-heart and, Tatum's really cool with it. No, everybody I hear is saying, what the did Steve Kerr do? And why does Steve Kerr... Listen, granted, you coach some good Warriors teams. Bravo. But does that give you the right to just, be a tyrant? Run roughshod like that? To me, if I'm the players and this is a player-driven league, I'm pulling Kerr aside. If I'm Steph Curry going, Coach, you can't do that again. You're going to... Because I'll tell you what. If they don't win gold... It's because of this.
We don't have all the facts. We're never going to know the actual real truth about it. So if they did talk about it, cool. But if they didn't, it's really messed up. And I agree with you that maybe Kerr going forward after this Olympics is no longer the coach.
Yeah. To be honest, maybe it's just not the right fit for him. And yeah, that's the one disappointing thing I'll say about the Olympics I've seen so far is because that I don't like to see, and that to me, because you mess up team chemistry that way. And if we don't win gold in basketball, then honestly, that's a failure. That's as big a we talk as Yankee fans as we sit here on MLB trade deadline day, and we could tell you as people who are World Series or bust usually expectations every season because that's what we've been accustomed to. We're that way with basketball in the Olympics as well.
And it's our sport.
We're accustomed to gold medals. If you don't deliver gold medals, the fan base wants to know why and wants to have somebody's head for it. Steve Kerr is that head.
Okay. Well, not yet. Can't say that yet. But if they don't win gold, I think you are correct.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens though.
They
play South Sudan tomorrow, who they struggled with. LeBron had to pull it out like a rabbit out of the hat, and they only won by 1, I think, last time. So we'll see how they do.
Struggle against South, but that to me just blows my mind.
I don't know, man. I really don't.
I miss the days when our Olympic teams are going out and blow teams out by 40, 50, 60 points, 70 points
world,
a game.
Man. It's a different world. The world is caught up.
No, the world hasn't caught up. What happened is we lost that killer mentality. We don't tell me who the killer is on this team. Tell me who the Kobe is. Tell me who the Jordan is. Tell me who is that guy that's going to get pissed when they only win by 1 point.
LeBron.
Other than celebrating. LeBron's never had that killer instinct.
But he's clearly taken over the team. He's 39 and he's the best player out there. So I think it's him. When they're down big, he goes, give me the rock.
What happened to that attitude that Anthony Edwards had? That I'm the man. Everything's running through me. I'm the guy. Watch this team.
We all know
it's me.
We all know.
And where are you?
Dude, he plays good D. I'll give him that. They don't really need him to do much. When one of these guys are hot.
They don't sit there and tell us the offense is going to run through me.
We all knew it wasn't going to run through him. The offense is going to
run through you into the ground as you win by 1 point barely and scrape by? No, like, you need to have more wins like they had the other day where they blew them out, and that's what they need to do. But because you got to instill confidence back in this team. I don't think it's there. And when you see things like the Tatum thing going on, to me, that chemistry is now out of whack. And I wonder, Players League, I honestly think it's on Steph to go to his coach and be like, you screwed up. Make it right.
We'll see what happens, man. We'll see
Swallow
tomorrow.
Maybe
Tatum goes for 40 tomorrow, We'll see what happens.
If he does, it'll look even dumber he didn't play in game one.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
It's only all right if they bring home gold.
That's why we'll see what happens tomorrow.
If
this continues to escalate, then
about the gold.
We got an issue.
Oh, speaking of issues, and that's where we're going to go next. So we're going to go here.
Oh,
because MLB trade deadline came and went today.
Oof.
And let me tell you, womp, womp. Actually, I think I got the sound here. Let me just.
You got that?
Yeah,
nice.
Right there. Because that was the sound of every, the Yankees today, right when the deadline hit 6 o'clock, and we realized we didn't get Yandy Diaz.
Dude, you had me so hyped with that.
We didn't get the kid Flattery from
Jack Flattery from the Tigers.
From the Tigers.
Or
he instead went to the Dodgers in a trade package that included Trey Sweeney, who Yankee fans might recognize that name. He was a top shortstop prospect in the Yankee system. They traded him for a ham sandwich out to the Dodgers. And now the Dodgers take that, turn around, and pick up a quality pitcher that's going to help them through the stretch. On a day where Cole gets pulled from the lineup due to body soreness, you make no moves to get a starting pitcher. You instead get 2 relievers. De La Sotos or something, or De La
Rosa?
There's something from the Padres. Mm-hmm. And then you hear the name Leiter. And you're like, I remember Al Leiter. This has got to be his kid, Jack Leiter.
Dude, I was suit.
No. We get Mark
Leiter.
Mark Leiter, the cousin. So he's like a Leiter of Jace. He's not quite a.
Al's his uncle.
Yeah, Al's his uncle. And I think they come from a good baseball family.
Yeah, if you have, I think 4 of them made the major leagues. I think his dad did too. Apparently, his dad was on the Yankees. I think for a short stint in the '90s. Yeah.
So I mean, again, comes from a baseball family, but he's also 33, been in the league 5 years and bounced around. So the Yankees are apparently enamored with him because he has a 34.9% strikeout rate.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey, I told you, they don't have anybody who can swing and miss. They have no one like that in the bullpen. And there you go. They made a trade for somebody with the swing and miss. Ooh.
So are you happy? So we are getting Stan back. We are getting Dominguez back. So, I understand not going out and trading for any more bats other than Chisholm. But how... other than first base, I got to be honest, I'm a little bit annoyed that they didn't find a way to make the Yandy Diaz. Even if you had to include, I got to be honest, even if you had to include Spencer Jones, include him. Because, to be honest, not having the greatest year. And you might as well sell while his stock is semi-high than try to wait and get nothing for him later like we usually do. So I'm upset that we didn't get Diaz because we need the help at first. I don't think Chisholm is enough in the lineup. And I don't know if Stanton's not going to play the field.
No, he's not.
If you already have Verdugo, they didn't move him. They didn't move Torres. They didn't move, and I hate Torres' attitude. Like,
I think we all do as Yankee fans.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm a second baseman. I play second base. Yeah, well then how about you he's the worst defensive second baseman in the league.
He was a shortstop too.
Error after error. He is not very good at the position. And for you to stick there and dig your heels in. Now, I get it that it's a little bit different of a situation because he's been there and he's been in that position for a little while. Chisholm is coming in from another team. He just wants to be included and have fun. He wants to start. He'll play wherever in order to do that.
And he's trying to make the playoffs.
So, but he is a quality second baseman. Mm-hmm. We have a guy who can play it at a high level. And instead, we have to push him to third because we got a guy standing there being a me-first guy saying, I'm a second baseman.
Nah,
you're not a second baseman, though. Yeah, you're the worst second baseman. You suck, and it's going to cost you when you go to get that contract. That's the problem. Is he doesn't understand that he's thinking short-sighted. Like, oh, I'm gonna rather than trying to do anything he could to help the team or help any team.
Don't you want
he instead wants to dig his heels in. Who's giving him the money? And if the other teams see that attitude, do they want to bring that attitude in? Or they want to bring in a guy who's saying, listen, bring me in, coach. I'll play wherever. Let's do what we got to do. I want to help this team win. Instead, he's being selfish. Granted, he's batting a lot better in the last month or so, but not worth it in my opinion. We know we're not re-signing him. Well, to be honest, they should have traded him 2 or 3 seasons ago when his stock was much higher. And even I got to eat some crow on that one because I thought he was going to turn out to be a different player, and he didn't. So
not at all. But I thought moving him back to second was going to unlock him.
But these moves have been just atrocious, and it's just more of the same out of Brian Cashman. So I got to know, like, where does the blame fall? Because listen, Boone can only put out the players he has.
Correct.
So if you give him the players, he'll pick from that pool of players. Well, if the pool of players isn't as good as it could be, well, then he can't be held accountable for that. Is it Brian Cashman? But from every account that we've heard, the Yankees were willing to go a little bit above and beyond this year because of the 1 year that they had Soto. So I don't think I can look at it as a Hal thing because I don't think it was a money thing that did it. So I keep going back to there's a guy in the organization. He's been there 26 years. The last 15 years, we've been without a championship. He keeps making these same moves year after year. He keeps trading for the same guys or bringing in people from the same teams, the Pirates, the A's, the Reds, the Tampa Bay, Colorado. He goes and he tries to find these diamonds in the rough and bring them in. And maybe they flash in the pan for a little while like DJ did. And maybe they flash in the pan for a little while like Glaber and some of these guys ooh, maybe they turn into something. Every single one of them is turning out to flop. Then you got your Sonny Grays. You got your
That's what
year
kills
after
it.
year
That's
after year. He has made the wrong moves. Where other teams have made the right moves with even less of a payroll to work with and get better results with what they have. I think at some point in time, Cashman has to be held accountable. Listen, at some point in life, we all lose it a little bit. Cops retire after 25 years. Mm-hmm. Other people retire out after X amount of years, teachers, other things. Maybe it's his time. Maybe he's just, you've run your course. You've made a lot of money. Maybe we keep you as a guy, as a consultant,
like a senior president or something.
Something to keep you with you because we don't want to lose you. We love you, Brian, blah, blah, blah. But your time in managing the talent on this roster has to come to an end.
Look, I've always kind of had Cashman's back. I'm not going to lie. He's done a good job over the years. You're not wrong in anything that you're saying. Not wrong at all.
I'm not calling him the worst in baseball.
Not. He tries, I will give him that, but it's
his philosophies have run their course.
Yes, and I want new eyes on the team. I want some. I heard that their analytics aren't even the best in baseball. Like, what do you mean? We're the New York Yankees. How aren't they even topped? Yes, but I agree with you. This team definitely needed a starter, especially knowing that Cole was going down and they didn't address it. Now, that could also be because there was not a lot of teams really making deals. It was the crappiest teams in the league making these deals, and you had to come up with something. The Mets got a starting pitcher in Paul Blackburn from the A's, but Paul Blackburn is nothing special. Like, that's all that was out on the market. So I don't think Cashman was looking to overspend on a starter, even though they had to overspend to get the reliever. Leiter. They overspent to get Leiter.
Yep.
But that's okay. We'll see what happens. I'm really just hoping the guys are coming back from injury, and hopefully they're gonna slide in and replace what Cole did earlier in the year, like they did without him, I should say. I'm just nervous because Nestor Cortez is still on this team. I wonder if he's gonna go into the bullpen or something, because he's been crap. I still need to see something from this team. I'm not going to say, oh my God, Jazz Chisholm made a spark in the lineup for 2-3 games. I need to see a couple weeks, see how this works. I think the lineup's going to be a hell of a lot better with Stanton coming back. And you're probably going to bring up Dominguez, I would imagine, to just make the lineup even deeper. Wells has come around. He's hitting great in the 4th spot right now. This team could really make a run. They could. I would have loved if Yandy Diaz was on the team. Then I think 1 through 9 you were set. There's no easy outs on the team. Maybe for Dugo, but other than that, you would have been ready to rock and roll. So we'll see what happens with this team. The Orioles got a lot better at the deadline. They've made a bunch of moves.
A lot better.
The Mets made quiet moves, but I think that's going to help them out as well. I really like what they've done. And we'll see what happens, man. This was a fun and not so fun deadline. There's a bunch of moves, so that's what made it fun, but not so fun because I was hoping for some type of starter, and we just didn't get that.
I heard that Hal has now commented on Brian Cashman's performance at the trade deadline. If we want to listen to Hal real quick.
Let's hear it.
No, I thought it generally sucked. I didn't think it was a specific suck. I thought it was like an all-encompassing type of suck. So, we're going to try and rectify that. But for right now, I'm going to be pretty pissed about it.
Well, I gotta say, spot on. I'm with you, Hal. And I just got to say that, there goes another guy we didn't trade for today. So,
for those of you who don't know, that's not really Hal Steinbrenner.
Well, no, that was Peter Fairbanks, who's what I was saying we didn't trade for today, who could have helped us in the bullpen.
Traded, to be honest.
He didn't go and Yandy didn't go.
Yeah.
I would really like to see Yandy at the top of the lineup.
I would have too, man. He hit 330 last year. He's hitting 270 this year. That would have been amazing.
Well, I wonder what stopped Cashman from doing it.
They probably wanted Spencer Jones and something else.
Give it to him.
I understand your spot, but he was probably thinking, man, I don't want Aaron Judge on the
We
Braves.
have Judge locked up for years. We have Dominguez, who's still
Spencer
young.
Jones like Judge Jr. because he's 6'7" or whatever.
But he's hitting like shit right now. I'm just gonna be honest. So I don't have much faith in it. Like you could say that, and we have these faith. We hold on to these prospects too long. And this is the one. This is the 1 year. I am normally a guy. I went into this year saying I didn't want to trade Spencer Jones. I'm this guy though that I'm realizing the hourglass is running thin.
You're not wrong.
Soto's got another 2 months. That's it. So if we don't make the most out of these 2 months, what is the point of this season? What is the point of going out and trading all those guys to get him? Trading guys like Michael King, trading all the bullpen arms we could use now to bring him in to do the same thing that we're going to make it make sense. You can't, and that's the problem. And that's where I fall short with Cashman these days, is because he keeps doing the same things. And they're not helping, and they're not working. And he's not changing his philosophy. And he's not trying different things. This was the year you had to go all in, and instead of going all in at the deadline, you said, nah, I'm good. Got Chisholm. He hit 2 home runs last night. I picked up these 2. You see this guy's got a 34% strikeout rate. It's amazing. Stop it. Hold on, wait.
Well, yeah, man.
Stop it. Get some help.
Cashman, seriously. Seriously. I've just about had it with you. I can't do it anymore. It's just 15 years now. His first 11 years with the team, guess what? How many do you have? Whole bunch.
Yeah, whole bunch.
Whole bunch.
But he's not credited with those.
No, because that was Sticks Michael. That was the guy before him who put those teams together, and he inherited and then tried to keep it going, but it's never been the same under him. And the family is extremely loyal. Again, I'm not saying you got to throw him to the curb, but show him a different role and make somebody else in charge of personnel.
We're not saying that he sucks. He definitely doesn't. He's a good GM. He tries to go for it every year.
He would get hired again as president of baseball operations or anywhere else in the league. He would get hired again.
Need new eyes on the team.
I'm 100% in agreement. We need new eyes. And if you're not going to change Boone, and again, I can't blame all of this on Boone, although I think he has to share a little bit of some of the ways. I hate the way he tweaks the lineup sometimes. I wish that we would have seen Volpe at the top all year long and just seen what would have happened. Let him go through his struggles and, work through it. But said they pulled the trigger too fast.
He hit a homer yesterday.
He did, and he's hitting a little bit better as of late, but still, he messes with the lineup a little too much for my liking.
Yankees down 4-1.
Yeah, see, but we're playing a good team now. So, and we can't win them all. Coming off of 3 straight, first time we've won 3 straight in a month. But all of that being said, we're a half game back of Baltimore.
Yep,
we're still 4th in the overall in the entire major leagues in standing. So as bad as the last month and a half has been, for as much crying as you've heard Yankee fans do in the last month and a half,
I'm 1-0.
Was it really that bad?
No. Honestly, Baltimore's not as good as I thought they were. Because I thought if they were as good as I thought, they would have a 5, 6, 7 game lead.
The way people talk about them, it sounds like they do.
Yeah. But no, we're only a half game back, and I think we're still up 3 or 4 games in the wild card.
Yeah.
So we're okay.
We're doing good.
Okay.
We're doing good. So that's where I'm still not. I know we're going to get to the playoffs. I just wish that we were a little bit more fine-tuned for when we get there.
Well, maybe they will. We're going to find out these last 2 months. We're going to see how they look.
Well, it's all going to depend in the moves that Boone makes now, because are you going to keep running Verdugo out there if he's not going to hit? Or are you going to bring up the Martian and let him play?
I think the Martian's going to come up.
I'm for it. I'm here telling you I hope that's what happens.
I think it's going to be Dominguez, Soto, and Judge in the outfield.
I would love to see that with a Stanton cleaning up or batting DH.
Yeah, bat DH.
Who we playing at first? I think
it's going to be Rice.
I think you got to ride Rice. I think you got to literally have him go the rest of the year.
I do too.
If you don't, then I think you're stupid.
If Rizzo comes back and he's healthy, okay. But if he's not healthy, I want Rice.
Yeah. And again, they give updates on everybody. I have 0 updates on Rizzo.
Yeah.
Like, when was the last time you heard any? So last year he went out with the concussion, never came back. This year he goes out with this injury. I don't know if he's coming back. So I think you have to put your faith in Rice. I just don't know what you do with Glaber at second. Because
unfortunately,
you
just got to keep
terrible.
rocking. You're just gonna keep putting him out, man. Unless you sit him down a few days, put Chisholm at second, and DJ plays third, or maybe DJ will play better at second because that's where he was a Gold Glove second baseman. Maybe he'll feel more comfortable there because he sucks too right now.
Oh, I was kind of hoping. Well, I knew nobody was going to take LeMahieu off of our plate. I knew that. And nobody was going to do any of that. So I knew going into it that I was like, nah, none of that's going to work for us because he's just not the player that he used to be. And
definitely not.
I don't know. I've lost all faith in DJ. I've lost faith in Glaber. I've lost faith in some of these guys. But now I have to put my faith back in them because we're stuck with them.
Real quick,
I just don't love these moves.
I just searched real quick for Rizzo, and this article came out like 12 hours ago, and it just says it's just unclear about Rizzo. They really don't have a spot for him. What are they going to do even if he does come back? Are they just going to platoon him, Rice, and DJ at first? So I'm starting to think that maybe he's not even coming back.
I don't think he's coming back. I think at this late in the year, we're going to hit August. I just don't know if he's going to get back in time. So, especially because the minor leagues, they end earlier. So, like, it's not like they have, like, minor league. Like, after August, like, there's no more minor leagues.
Yeah, correct.
So, it's not like he's going to have time to rehab, come into September and whatever. So, if you're not even hearing about any kind of plan about him throwing,
Yeah, they might just shut him down and that's it.
I think that's what's happening.
Yeah. What up, Carl? Shout out to Carl in the chat.
Shout out to Carl. What moves did the Mets make, by the way? Since we got Carl, we got his brother Tim in the chat too, fighting Irish there. 57. Follow him everywhere. But yeah, so by the way, follow him like us too. It's the easiest thing people could do.
Yeah, it's free to do too.
Hit that like button, follow, share.
Do all that free crap that you can do for us.
3 seconds, cost you nothing. Why not? Give it a try. Even if you don't like us. But, yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear about any Mets moves, so I'm unclear on the Mets.
Like I said earlier, they made a move for a starter in Paul Blackburn. That's nothing crazy. He's a back-end rotation guy. He's an innings eater. The Mets needed that because Senga went down, I believe, with a calf injury, and Christian Scott went down as well. So they needed a starter. They also got a couple bullpen guys, and I'm going to look for what else they got. But everything they did is just all like under the radar stuff. They didn't go out and make the big splash, which I'm perfectly fine with for the Mets. I didn't think they needed to go out and make a big splash unless it was for a starter like a Scooble or something or a Flaherty. But yeah, man, the Mets are going to be right into things.
Well, they are right in there. They're tied with San Diego for that last wild card spot. It's a pretty jammed up bunch there between the Pirates, Cardinals, Diamondbacks, Padres, Mets, and Braves, all within 2.5 games of each other. So it's going to be a fight there towards the end of the year, and especially, I don't know how many more series the Mets have with the Braves, but every one of those games is going to be monster going down the stretch. And yeah, I think still the most interesting thing is that the Mets didn't move on from Alonso at the deadline here. And will they re-sign him? Because to me, he's Mr. Met right now. He is the franchise. He's your franchise guy.
Hey, that's all they did. They just and they traded from Winker yesterday.
Okay,
Jesse Winker. That's right. Other than that, that's all they really did, man. And I think these little things are gonna help them. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Speaking of things we're gonna see, though, bring up our last thing here. We're way past it, but I'll play it anyway. Just to go to the NFL. I got to get a better NFL sound than that. I'm working on that. But
get like NFL films or something like that.
Yeah, I got a few things I'm working on. So I'm going to get us a different little thing here to play for the NFL since we're way past draft. But anyway, bringing up the NFL, kickoff, Bears, Texans.
Kickoff?
On Thursday.
Kickoff?
It's August 1st.
Wow.
And the first preseason game. Football is upon us. The NFL is officially upon us. This is when I actually count it as officially upon us. And I have to say, I can still care less about this game. Because you're not going to see...
Caleb Williams isn't even playing.
He's not going to play, and I bet you C.J. Stroud don't play, so...
Yeah, nobody...
I don't have much interest in this game other than it's like the NFL kickoff game, so cool. But...
Football, baby!
Football is back. It's officially back. But how you... I got to talk to you. How you feeling about them Jets? How you feeling? By the way, that's why I gave you this nice little green microphone right here.
Little nervous about them Jets.
Gave you a nice little green microphone because I was like, that's Jets for Joey. Joey and the Jets.
Thank you.
So,
Joey and the Jets.
Exactly. That was pretty good. But a lot of news coming out about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, a lot of news.
And I got to get your thoughts on it because you're my resident Jet guy. I got to get my cousin in here too.
Yeah, that'd be fun
because he's a big Jet guy and he knows. But I want to hear what he has to say, and so I'm going to bring him in for a follow up. When I do, I'll let you know. I'll bring you.
Cool.
It'll be a good time. But tell me, how you feeling about this team? How you feeling about Rodgers? What do you think? what do you think's going on here?
I don't think anything's going on, man. I'm just trying to get to week 1. If I'm being open and honest with you, I'm trying to not look, not hear. Just get me Rodgers healthy week 1. Let him survive week 1. Because this is just all nonsense right now. It's just, I guess this is what we signed up for. We knew this was gonna happen. Because he's been doing this in Green Bay for the past 10 years or whatever. But God, man, just no more drama. Let's just get to that. Let's just get to week 1.
Well, the thing that bothers me is like you don't show up for OTAs.
Yep.
And then you want to scream about how, oh my God, this team. You weren't here to help them. You weren't here to get everybody on track. You weren't here to get. You wonder why the offense is screwed up and why you're arguing what your receivers. You didn't have any offseason time with them. You spent them at the pyramids in Egypt. What did Pharaoh tell you about what's going to happen when you.
Oh,
you got to be kidding me! Like, this is what I mean. Is like where I say like he has hijacked this team to a point where their hams they literally can't do anything but what he says.
Correct.
And when he says he's upset. Well, guess what? You should only be upset at yourself because you could have been here helping this team.
Well, maybe he's upset with himself because maybe he can't do it anymore. Maybe he can do it mentally and his body can't do it physically, so he's all pissed off.
Maybe.
I hope that's not the case, but that very well could be the case. 40-year-old coming off a torn Achilles, he could be done.
But I'm just saying, like, it didn't seem like him and, like, Garrett Wilson were getting along very well.
No.
So, I mean, and that's his number one weapon. He's never played with a number one. See, the other problem with Rodgers, too, is we know wide receivers are the divas of the league.
Yeah, maybe Garrett Wilson was pissed off that he said, I'm going to be playing with Devontae again.
That, and I think I got... The other thing is that never in Green Bay, in the entire time that Aaron Rodgers was there, did they draft a wide receiver in the first round.
Correct.
Ever. Well, I wonder if it's because they never wanted two divas in the locker room. They had one with the quarterback, and they're like, well, we can't afford to bring in another guy. And now you have Garrett Wilson, who's done Rookie of the Year stuff. He's established himself as a really good up-and-coming receiver in this league.
A guy
who's looking to get a big contract in about 2 years when he's ready to go. And instead, he's now got to fight with this aging quarterback who's not even showing up to all the things he's showing up to and yet trying to dictate to everybody what's going on. I could just see them, again, two alphas,
I got
clashing. And maybe this is why Rodgers never had a first-round wide receiver in his career.
That's possible, but also with that, he's
and
so
the Devontae
good.
comment couldn't have helped.
When you have a quarterback as good as Aaron Rodgers, you shouldn't have to take a guy in the first round. He makes everybody better around him. But as you get older, you need the support again because your arm isn't as strong as it once was and this and that. So, yeah, you are right. Toward the end of his career, Green Bay should have given him a number one wide receiver because as you get older, you diminish yourself, your skills diminish. And that's what the Jets had to do this year and last year, well, more or less this year, because last year was just a horrible joke. But this year it showed that we needed even more playmakers. That's why they went out and got Mike Williams. They had to draft Corley. I forget his first name, though. Damn. Malachi. That's his name. And, yeah, man, I'm just get me to week one. Let's just play. Let's see what happens. I'm kind of over all the drama already. I really am.
Hypothetical here. Jet season happens. They make it in the last wild card spot, get bumped in the first round.
Salah's gone. Rodgers is gone.
But let me ask you, as a fan, would you want them to re-sign Rodgers? Would you want them to re-sign Salah? Would you want them? Would you be like, I could have got this with Tyrod Taylor quarterbacking, and let me go and draft a quarterback?
It all depends on how Rodgers looks. Because if he looks slow and old, then no, I don't want him. Like how Matt Ryan looked in his last year, like he couldn't protect himself in the pocket. If that's how Rodgers looks, no. Absolutely not. No offense to Salah. His defense has been really good. I don't want him back. If they're one and done in the playoffs, I would rather them try and go out and get either an established head coach like a Vrabel, or if Mike McCarthy is done in Dallas, I would sign him up as a Jet head coach. I'm not lying. I would want someone with offensive ability because that's the way the league is now. And the Jets obviously are going to have to restart, going to have to draft a young quarterback if this all blows up in their face, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's ugly. I gotta say, it's not the way you wanted training camp to go.
No, not yet. No.
You wanted to hear him come back, be kumbaya,
Yeah. Really.
let's go team, here we go, and then
that's
not what we're hearing. That's not what we're getting. And
No.
I'm a bit fearful for the Jets roster because it's very predicated on Rodgers' health.
Definitely is. With Tyrod, they're going to win 6 or 7 games again, man. Tyrod has a history himself of getting hurt. So just get me to week 1, everybody healthy. Get me week 1, everyone healthy. Reddick signed, and let's go.
Is he even? He's not there
He's
yet.
not there yet. Biggest waste of a trade right there so
looking
far.
worse and worse for the GM there, to be honest with you.
I like Douglas, to be honest with you.
don't mind him.
He's turned around this roster. He's put a lot of talent on there. However, a couple dumb moves is really killing me, man. Like, why would you trade for somebody that you wanted a contract extension? You're not going to give him the contract extension. Why trade for him?
I have no idea. To be honest, the trade extension should have been worked out before you made the trade.
100%.
Otherwise, what's the purpose of it?
That's the Jets always being the Jets. It's all good. Hey, another giant Hard Knock episode tonight. I'm excited about it. I've really enjoyed the season. Get to actually watch them draft Malik Neighbors. Joe Douglas tried to trade up to the 6. I'm intrigued. What did they try to offer?
Not enough. And
Obviously.
and if that was your move, and then you settle on Neighbors, and you bring back Joe, I mean, how much different this team would have been if they would have made that trade, got the quarterback, because then I honestly think it could have made a difference with whether or not you. But again,
then this year,
I'm
Drew
still
Lock
bitter
would've been
that they didn't re-sign Barkley or didn't even try. I'm still on that bandwagon. I'm dying on that hill. That how do you let him walk down the road to Philly and you don't even make him an offer? You didn't even try. You didn't even try. So to me, that's I don't want to just sit here and be Buffalo South. I don't want to just sit here and go, oh,
What's
well,
wrong with Buffalo South, though, bro? They've been really
because
good
we don't
for
have
5
Josh
years.
Allen.
Valid,
we got
valid.
we got Josh Allen and Jace, and he sucks. He's
gets
middle
hurt.
of the road.
He gets hurt.
He can flash in the pan and give you a nice run, and then fumble it as he's running. Like he's a mess. He's never put together a good season. Even in the 1 year that the under Dable where they played well, he only had like 15 touchdowns.
But he had like 5 picks, right?
But again, that's because they limited the amount that they let him do.
That's fine.
And if you're going to limit your quarterback, then you don't pay a quarterback $40-something million a
Look
year.
where it is today, though. They paid him, what, 2 years ago? Today, it's $60 million. 2 years later. That's the market. So he's middle of the road right now, right?
He's not even good enough to be middle of the road. Not even good enough.
I'll give you that. Just because all these guys are getting lucky. It's when they come up as a free agent, what they do the season before. And that's why he got paid starter money at $40 million, because he proved for 1 year he was a capable starting quarterback in the league. But these numbers are getting absolutely ridiculous. This past weekend, we had Jordan Love get paid. We had Tua get paid. And these guys are getting paid astronomical numbers.
Well, it really started with, I think, like Trevor Lawrence, right? Because didn't Lawrence get paid? They all got paid.
Lawrence got paid last year, I thought. Oh, no, earlier in the year.
Right?
Earlier.
Yeah, so let's look that up. But, I mean, monster deals for Tua. Monster deal for all of them. But, I mean, do you really think Jordan Love deserves to be the top paid quarterback in the league?
No, but at the same time, He won a playoff game. He did more than Tua has. And he only did it in 1 year. So I just wonder. I wish Dave was here because, Dave, shout out to you. Missing you. Wish you were here, bud. But I just wonder if Dak Prescott's just kind of sitting in the wings waiting for Tua to get paid, waiting for Jordan Love to get paid because he's like, dude, I got more on my resume than both of these guys. So if these guys are worth 60 or 55 to 60, what am I going to be worth?
Yeah. It's updated 4 days ago. So I'm just going to
go
through the top 10 here.
What is this, average annual?
Yeah. So you have...
Okay, so we're up to 55, not 60.
Lawrence, Burrow, and...
Love.
Yep. Lawrence, Burrow, and Love all at 55. Tua, 53.1. Jared Goff, 53. Justin Herbert, 52.5. Lamar Jackson, 52.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts, 51.
He at least went to the Super Bowl.
Kyler Murray,
Hasn't done anything.
46.1. Deshaun Watson, 46.
Hasn't done nothing.
And Kirk Cousins, 45.
Hasn't done nothing.
And then you get
Mahomes. The next, he's 15 and 3.
By the way, do you notice anything about everybody above Mahomes?
None of them won a Super Bowl.
The one thing that the top 10 paid quarterbacks in the league all have in common, not one of them has a Super Bowl. Because Jared Goff didn't win his with the Rams. They won after him.
Yep.
With Stafford.
And only one MVP, right? Burrow didn't win MVP?
Lamar Jackson's got 2.
I don't think Burrow has one.
No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
So, I mean... I understand paying some of these guys. You look at it like, they've been around a while. You get it a little bit. I mean, Tua at least is 32 and 19 overall as a starter. You look at that and you're like, all right, I can justify some of it. But you look at Trevor Lawrence, 20 and 30 as a starter, getting paid top money.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Love's 9 and 9. Looks like. Is that right?
Let's double check. Yeah, record.
9 and 9. 9 and 9 as a starter. Top paid money in the league.
It's crazy, man. I brought that
What is in that? But this is where I say to you, and I say with the wide receiver market all the time, that the market's going to correct itself. The market's going to correct itself with this because
it better.
You can't keep paying guys regardless of what, like, you can't keep doing it. It's not sustainable. Plus,
I'm with you 100% on that.
I don't know if you heard what Jerry Jones came out and said, though, and a rumor I've heard out there. I'm going to put the tinfoil hat back on here for a second. And I think there may be a reason that he hasn't signed CD, Micaiah Parsons, and Dak, and it's all because of that lawsuit that's still not settled, the one they lost. That they have to pay out.
The sexual.
No. This is the
lawsuit?
NFL lawsuit with DirecTV, the NFL Sunday Ticket, where they have to pay because they owe. I forget what the
hundreds
total
of millions of dollars.
Billions.
Oh snap!
And they're like, if this is coming out of the owners' pockets and the NFL's pockets.
Oh, so the salary cap might go down next year.
Mm-hmm. That's what they're saying is that they're not going to have the cap they thought they had to play with.
I understand.
And the whole landscape of the NFL is going to change. Yeah, I've been reading some things about it.
Okay.
That's why I think the NFL is fighting this as hard as they are. That's why they took it to the appeals court. That's why they're going to take this thing as far as they can. They're going to drag this litigation out because right now they're raking it in hand over fist, and they don't want to have to give any back to you or me. Or anybody else, like anybody out there who had this the Sunday ticket, everybody gonna get a piece of the pie, and they don't want that.
But I am totally with you. Eventually, someone's gonna have to take a stand and say, "I'm not paying you $60 million. I'm not paying you 30% of the cap to just be the quarterback." I don't know which GM's gonna do it. Maybe it is Jerry Jones, but you can find a capable quarterback. As other Baker Mayfield just went through it. Sam Darnold's going through it right now. We're going to see if he can be revived. But it seems like recently you can revive some quarterbacks and you're only going to pay them 10, 12, 13 million for a year or two to prove it deals. And then Yeah, Baker got paid, but I don't think he's getting. I think he's getting what, $40 million a year. Okay, $40 million is a good money, but that's average starting money right now. It's he didn't get paid at the top value of the market. The Bucks got a deal at $40 million, so good for them. Other teams are gonna have to start doing that.
Looks like $4.7 billion.
That's a big lawsuit.
So
Hey, but whatever, they got the money, and yeah, man, we'll see what happens. Even the wide receiver money is getting stupid. So I think CD is gonna get paid. I think Mike is gonna get paid, but I don't know if Dak's coming back.
By the way, just read this part of it. The damages were awarded by the jury stand to be tripled to $14 billion under the federal antitrust lawsuit.
Oh my god!
So this is a $14 billion
lawsuit
sitting there flapping in the wind.
That's why they're gonna fight it as much as possible. $14 billion. That's a lot, bro.
Yeah,
That's big time dollars.
Oh, that's. I mean, it's still not what they make more than that in a season, but still, for any amount of money, they're gonna have to give that up. And guess what? These owners, they didn't get to be billionaires by giving money back to people.
They did not.
So when Jerry Jones says we're going to pump the brake on these contracts, and I'm hearing that it could be part of the reason is because of this lawsuit, I'm thinking, how bad could this actually get for the NFL? And like I said, at some point,
a couple years, bro.
At some point, though, this has got to correct itself. But what happens if the cap drops and now you got a quarterback for $55 million, and that cap, like,
you're going to be trading up to somebody who's got money.
nobody's going to have money. Everybody, you look at it, we just rattled off the top 10 here, and in the top 10, nobody's making less than 50.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Practically, I mean, you got a couple guys down at the bottom, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, and Patrick Mahomes making 45.
And he says he's not underpaid. That's a smart man right there. You know why? Because Tom Brady did the same thing. What did Tom Brady do? He won 7 Super Bowls.
That's what it takes. But he also realizes is Mahomes gets a lot of money from endorsements, a lot of other money. Some people just like money and they just want to collect more of it. So they get greedy. And where guys like Brady say, I'm greedy for rings. I'm not greedy for I'm going to make my money anyway. Like,
not that Tom's not greedy, because
we're all greedy. Everybody wants money.
More money too, absolutely. But
he found other ways to get it.
That, and also they gave it to him in a signing bonus, so it didn't really affect the cap. That is the smartest thing you could do if you have.
Well, that's what most teams do now is they restructure and give it to them as a bonus.
If you have like a Mahomes, I would just here's everything up front, bro. So you don't cost me anything on the cap. You have a legendary quarterback right there.
Yeah. But again, there's certain people who are willing to do that and say, yeah, give me all the money up front.
And there's certain people who
other people are, and those people are the 10 we're looking at here because there's a reason Mahomes won 3 out of the last 5.
Mm-hmm. He's looking for 3 in a row.
And it's not because he holds out and demands a new contract after he wins another one. It's because he says, I want that 3-peat. I want whatever.
He wants more than Brady.
So guess what? That's why they're not restructuring his deal right now to make him the highest paid. Because he's saying, guess what? That doesn't matter to me. What matters is going down as an all-time great.
I also wonder if he realizes his time to win is with Andy Reid, and Andy Reid's not going to be there forever.
Oh, they're a package deal right now. Like, I honestly thought they bring in another coach. This Chiefs team is a different team.
Yeah, correct.
Like, I think that they work well because of who they have running the ship. They have the GM, the coach, the QB. Mm-hmm. They have other players, star players on the team like Kelsey, like Chris Jones, other people that they look to and they like, these are our guys. This is who
these are core players.
These are our core, and they take care of them and they do right by them, but still find ways to improve the team. Like, it's not like Mahomes getting insulted by the contract he has, but at the same time, he's also not clamoring for more. He's saying, listen, I want to be a part of this. This is what I want. So it's hard to find that chemistry and that mix, and I 100% agree. Andy Reid and Mahomes are a package deal. Mm-hmm. I think even if you still had Mahomes and Reid, I would still have faith even without Kelsey when Kelsey retires.
I agree.
I know Kelsey's come back for the 3-peat, but again, that just shows me another guy who could easily walk away, got money, got T Swift hanging out there in the breeze. Got, where he's dating the most popular girl in the world who makes more money than other countries make in an entire year combined. Like, he has enough. He's got a great podcast with his brother. What is it? The Heights.
Yeah.
He has everything he needs. He's a happy guy with a happy family. He doesn't need this. He's doing it. Why? Because of the glory of winning. Because being that
wants
first
to be the best ever.
three-peat.
Yep.
He wants it. And you want a team that wants it like that. And you want players who want it like that. Who's not just coming back because you're going to give him a big deal, but who's coming back because he's coming back for the right reasons. Because not only does he know you're going to pay him accordingly, but he's going to come back and have a chance to win.
Even Kelsey for the last few years was quote-unquote underpaid. He was only making like $14 million.
Compared to others, yeah.
And he was like a superstar in the NFL. Which
better than a lot of wide receivers.
Yes. And it just goes to show you, like, if you have a great tight end, it's going to help because they don't make as much as a wide receiver does. So you can have this amazing tight end, and he's going to make half the money as your number one receiver.
Yeah. Insane. And I just look at it as there's a reason why some teams keep winning. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why other teams don't. And I think this list can show you a lot of those teams and why they don't.
Correct.
Cardinals.
And hey, real quick, I know you're
Jaguars.
I know you're complaining about the Giants with Daniel Jones' contract, but at least they set it up where they can get out of it this year.
They have to get out. Get out. Get out.
I'm with you on that.
Get out and sign Dak.
But at least
Dallas
they didn't sign him to a 5-year deal with no outs, and now you still got him for 3-4 more years. At least this year you can get out from it.
Let us have Dak. So we'll ride out Daniel Jones, and we'll bring in Dak next year. And if we don't bring in Dak next year, then what we need is just one stopgap guy.
Yeah, maybe Drew Lock.
To get us to our true future. If it's not Dak, then it has to be Arch Manning.
Another
2026.
Bring in the legacy.
2026. Gotta do it. So
that'd be cool.
Those are the only two options for
That'd
the
actually
Giants,
be really
in my
cool,
opinion.
dude.
I know it's a useless opinion, but it's my opinion. But yeah, so I mean, listen, exciting time to be around, especially if you're a quarterback in this league. But yeah, I couldn't be more excited. It's just a great time of year again. We got baseball going into playoffs. We got the Olympics on for the next 3-4 weeks. We got football ramping up.
Yes, we do.
And by the time football hits us, basketball and hockey will start ramping up.
Yeah, man.
So like
Sports
we're swelling back. Where you go through the tides, you go through the changes. Where it was low tide, now we're going back to high tide. We're bringing it back. We're bringing them all back. So we went from that low of the summer where it's really only baseball or the ESPYs or like little. And now we're bringing it back.
Yes, sir.
And it starts Thursday with the kickoff between the Texans and the Bears. So let me ask you, because let's pick a hill to die on here. I'll throw it in as our poll question of the week too. Who are you picking? You picking the Texans or you picking the Bears? Let's do our first pick.
Screw it. I'll go Texans. We'll go 20-10.
20-10 in a preseason game?
I have no idea,
All right,
bro.
I'm going to say... I'm going to say the Bears at home win it, and they're going to win by a score of 23-13.
There you go.
23-13, Bears. Again, preseason.
Bears.
Nobody cares about preseason.
This is not a tortilla slap bet. No, sir.
This is just a regular. Just friendly. Just pick them. Well, during the season, when we do picks, by the way, it's not a tortilla slap every week. We're gonna be playing
it's just
for
at the
it.
end of the year, right?
Or we'll pick something for the end of the year. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like week wise, we're just gonna tally it up on who's winning. We're not gonna.
We'll figure something out for the. First, second, third. We'll figure something.
Yeah, we'll figure something
out.
out.
And if Fife wants to get on it, then we'll 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's what we're doing. Fife's gonna get in. Who knows? Maybe I'll let Louie make some picks too. Our unofficial third host tonight, who you can see all over the pictures in the background, but he's not up here with us.
I would be so pissed if I lost to Louie in a pick'em. I would be so pissed. Losing to your dog, bro.
I don't know how we do that. To spread like
Yeah,
put
whatever
two
he,
teams
like-
and then like whichever one he goes to is who he
Yeah.
picks. But
That's funny.
right, yeah. So we gotta do something. But I'm looking forward to it. But it just excites me because it just gives us so much more things to talk about, and we just love coming back week after week and talking about it. So. Thank you, Joey, for being here.
Absolutely.
Where
My
can
pleasure.
everybody find you? By the way, before you find him, though, like, subscribe, share, do all those things, and give Joey a follow. Where are they going to follow you, Joey?
They can follow me on Instagram. That's Joey.47, DOTH, because that stands for Die on This Hill. And Eric, where can they find you at?
You find me at The Living Legend on X, at Die on This Hill on YouTube, or anywhere you get your podcast. So, I mean, if you pop at podcasting app of choice,
Check us out, man.
Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever it is,
Just
find
to
us.
see that beautiful face of that beautiful pup right there. Then you know that's us.
And until next time, don't be afraid to have an opinion. Don't be afraid to follow Dave either at David Hastings 23 on X. He's down enjoying Atlantic City.
Hope he's winning.
We hope he had a great night. And until next week, don't be afraid to have an opinion and die on this hill with us.